I thought my marriage was safe until my wife took a 1 a.m. call from a guy named Marcus. What started as innocent cycling messages turned into deleted flirty texts, emotional confessions, and a secret connection that made me question everything I knew about trust, love, and our marriage. Here's how a hobby destroyed the life I thought I had. My wife got a phone call at 1:15 a.m. from a guy named Marcus, and when I asked who it was, she said just a friend from the cycling group, and went into the bathroom to talk to him, and I haven't been able to sleep right since. It was Tuesday night. I woke up to her phone buzzing on the nightstand. The screen lit up. Marcus. Bike emoji. 1:15 a.m. Sarah grabbed it before I could say anything. Looked at the screen. Looked at me. I need to take this. She went to the bathroom. Closed the door. I heard muffled conversation. Couldn't make out words. Just tone. Quiet. Almost whispered. She came back 15 minutes later. Got back in bed. Said nothing. Who was that? I asked. Marcus. From cycling. At 1 a.m.? Yeah. He had a question about this weekend's route. A question about a bike route at 1 a.m.? He works nights. It's normal time for him. Okay. I rolled over. Tried to sleep. Couldn't. Because something felt off. Not just the call. Everything around it. Sarah had started cycling 6 months ago. Said she needed a hobby. Something to get out of the house. Meet people. Get exercise. I'd been supportive. She'd bought a bike. Joined a local cycling group. Started going on weekend rides. At first, it was Saturday mornings. 2 hours. She'd come back energized. Happy. Would tell me about the routes. The people. The coffee stops. Then it became Saturday mornings and Wednesday evenings. 4 hours twice a week. Then it became weekends and 2 weeknights. Sometimes until 9 or 10 p.m. We went farther than planned, she'd say. Lost track of time. I never questioned it. Never thought twice. She was happy. Healthy. Making friends. What was there to question? Until the 1 a.m. call from Marcus. The next morning, I asked about him. Who's Marcus? I told you. Someone from the cycling group. How well do you know him? Well enough. We ride together sometimes. Why? Just seems weird he'd call at 1 a.m. I told you, he works nights. He was planning this weekend's route and had a question. What question? About elevation. Whether we should do the hill loop or the flat route. That couldn't wait until morning? Sarah sighed. Why are you being weird about this? I'm not being weird. I'm just asking about a guy who called my wife at 1 a.m. He's a friend. From cycling. That's it. You're reading into something that isn't there. Am I? Yes. You are. And it's not attractive. She left for work. I sat there with my coffee wondering if I was crazy. If I was being paranoid. If I was manufacturing problems where none existed. Or if my gut was telling me something my brain hadn't caught up to yet. I went through the day distracted. At work. At lunch. At dinner. Kept thinking about the call. About Sarah taking it in the bathroom. About the bike emoji next to Marcus's name. That night, I looked at Sarah's phone while she was in the shower. I know. Invasion of privacy. But I needed to know. The messages with Marcus were mostly about cycling. Routes. Times. Meetup locations. Normal group coordination stuff. But there were other messages. Deleted thread previews in her notifications. I could see the first line of messages that had been deleted. Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about. You look so good in that jersey. Next time let's. All from Marcus. All deleted. But the previews were still in her notification history. My hands were shaking. I put the phone back. Got into bed before she came out of the shower. Pretended to be asleep. What had I just found? Deleted messages. Flirty messages. Messages she didn't want me to see. Was I overthinking? Were these innocent compliments between friends? Or was something happening? The next day, I tried to act normal. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. Sarah was going cycling that night. Wednesday ride. Said she'd be back by 9. Where are you riding? The usual loop. Through the park and out to the reservoir. Who's going? The group. Same people as always. Is Marcus going? Sarah paused. Just for a second. But I caught it. Probably. He usually comes on Wednesdays. Why? Just curious. You're being weird again. I'm not being weird. I'm asking about your plans. It feels like you're interrogating me. I'm asking one question. It feels like more than that. She left. I sat home wondering what she was really doing. Who she was really with. She came home at 10:30. Later than she'd said. Showered immediately. Got into bed. How was the ride? Good. We went longer than planned. The sunset was beautiful, so we extended the route. Who all went? The usual group. Me, Marcus, Jen, David, a few others. Marcus was there? Yes. Why do you keep asking about Marcus? I don't keep asking. I asked once. You ask every time I mention cycling. It's getting old. Maybe because he calls you at 1 a.m. and you delete his messages. Sarah sat up. What? I saw your phone. The deleted messages from Marcus. The previews are still in your notifications. You went through my phone? You're deleting messages from a guy who calls you in the middle of the night. Yeah, I looked. That's a massive invasion of privacy. Deleting flirty messages is a massive red flag. They weren't flirty. Last night was amazing? You looked so good in that jersey? That's not flirty? You're taking them out of context. He was talking about the ride. About how I've improved as a cyclist. Then why delete them? Because I knew you'd react exactly like this. I knew you'd see innocent messages and turn them into something they're not. If they're innocent, why hide them? I'm not hiding anything. I'm just trying to avoid these exact accusations. We fought for an hour. Sarah insisting the messages were innocent. Me insisting that deleting them proved they weren't. Neither of us convincing the other. Finally, Sarah said, I'm not having an affair. Marcus is a friend. You're being paranoid and jealous and it's pushing me away. If I'm paranoid, help me understand. Show me the messages. Prove there's nothing there. No. Because you already mistreated my privacy by looking at my phone. I'm not rewarding that by giving you more access. So I'm just supposed to trust you? Yes. That's how marriage works. Trust. Trust goes both ways. And you're not giving me reasons to trust you. Sarah grabbed a pillow. Went to the guest room. I lay in our bed alone, wondering if I was destroying my marriage over nothing or if I was finally seeing what had been there all along. The next morning, I called my best friend Mike. Told him everything. Dude, that's shady. 1 a.m. calls. Deleted messages. Coming home late. That's textbook affair behavior. But what if I'm wrong? What if she's telling the truth and I'm just paranoid? Then why is she deleting messages? Innocent people don't delete innocent messages. She says she deleted them because she knew I'd misinterpret them. That's circular logic. She deleted them because you'd be upset, so you being upset proves she should have deleted them? That's not how it works. So what do I do? Follow her. Next time she goes cycling, follow her. See where she really goes. Who she's really with. That feels insane. More insane than lying awake wondering if your wife is cheating? He had a point. That weekend, Sarah had a Saturday morning ride. Said she'd be gone from 7 a.m. to noon. Long route. Training for some event in a few weeks. I told her I had errands to run. Then I followed her. She left at 7. I waited 5 minutes. Then followed in my car. She drove to the usual meet-up spot. A parking lot at the trailhead. I parked far enough away that she wouldn't see me. Watched through binoculars. Sarah got out. Started stretching. Other cyclists arrived. I counted 6 people total. 3 women, 3 men. One of the men was Marcus. I assumed. Tall. Fit. Probably late 30s. He walked right up to Sarah. Hugged her. Not a friend hug. A long, lingering hug where his hand went to her lower back. My stomach dropped. They all took off riding together. I couldn't follow on the trail. Went home. Waited. Sarah came back at 1 p.m. An hour later than she'd said. How was the ride? Great. We did 30 miles. I'm exhausted. Who went? The group. Same people. Marcus? Yes, Marcus was there. Are you going to ask about him every single time? Did anything happen on the ride? What do you mean did anything happen? We rode bikes. What do you think happened? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Nothing happened. We rode. We talked. We got coffee after. Same as always. Coffee? You didn't mention coffee. We always get coffee after long rides. I've told you that. Where do you get coffee? The cafe near the trailhead. Why are you interrogating me? I'm not interrogating. I'm asking about your day. It feels like interrogating. Like you don't trust me. Like you think I'm doing something wrong. Are you? Sarah stared at me. Wow. You're actually asking me that. You're coming home late. Deleting messages. Getting calls at 1 a.m. What am I supposed to think? You're supposed to trust your wife. You're supposed to believe me when I tell you nothing is happening. I want to believe you. But you're not giving me reasons to. I'm giving you every reason. I'm telling you the truth. But you'd rather believe your paranoid fantasy than believe me. She went to shower. I sat there trying to figure out if I was crazy or if she was lying. That night, I checked her phone again while she slept. More deleted messages from Marcus. Previews still visible. Tonight was perfect. When can I see you again? I need to be more careful. He's getting suspicious. That last one. He's getting suspicious. She was talking about me. To Marcus. About me being suspicious. Which meant she knew her behavior was suspicious. Which meant she was hiding something. I couldn't sleep. Lay there next to her wondering who I was married to. If the woman next to me was someone I even knew anymore. The next morning, I confronted her with the messages. He's getting suspicious? You're talking to Marcus about me? About me being suspicious of you too? You went through my phone again? Answer the question. Are you having an affair with Marcus? No. I'm not. Those messages are taken out of context. What context makes he's getting suspicious innocent? We were talking about you being paranoid. About how your jealousy is affecting our marriage. That's the context. Why would you need to tell him that? Because we're friends. Because I talk to my friends about my life. Including my marriage. You're discussing our marriage with a guy who calls you at 1 a.m. and sends you messages about how perfect nights are? You're twisting everything. Making innocent conversations sound sinister. Then show me. Show me the full conversations. Prove they're innocent. No. I'm not letting you control me by demanding access to my private conversations. Private conversations with another man aren't private. That's called secrets. That's called hiding things from your spouse. We were shouting now. Something we rarely did. But I was at my breaking point. And Sarah was defensive in a way that felt like guilt. I can't do this, Sarah said. I can't be in a marriage where I'm constantly accused and investigated and treated like a criminal. And I can't be in a marriage where my wife deletes messages from men who call her in the middle of the night. Then maybe we shouldn't be in a marriage at all. The words hung there. Heavy. Destructive. Neither of us willing to take them back. Sarah grabbed her phone. Her keys. Left. Didn't say where she was going. I sat in our house alone. Wondering if my marriage was over. Wondering if I'd destroyed it with paranoia or if she'd destroyed it with betrayal. Hours passed. Sarah didn't come home. Didn't answer my calls. Didn't respond to texts. At 11 p.m., she finally texted. Staying at my sister's tonight. Need space. We'll talk tomorrow. I barely slept. Played every conversation. Every suspicious moment. Every deleted message. Trying to figure out what was real. Was she having an affair? Or was I creating one in my mind? Was I protecting my marriage or destroying it? Sarah came home the next afternoon. We sat at the kitchen table. Miles between us despite being feet apart. I talked to my sister, she started. About everything. About your accusations. About Marcus. About our marriage. What did she say? She said I need to be honest with you. Completely honest. Even if it's hard. My heart stopped. This was it. She was about to confess. Marcus and I are not having an affair. We're not sleeping together. We haven't showed affection. We haven't done anything physical. But I have feelings for him. Feelings I shouldn't have. Feelings that complicate things. There it was. The truth I'd been sensing. Not a physical affair. An emotional one. How long? A couple months. Since we started writing together more. Since we started talking outside the group. Does he have feelings for you? I think so. We haven't said it explicitly. But the messages. The calls. There's something there. The 1 a.m. call? Was him telling me he's developing feelings. That he needed to be careful. That we needed to establish boundaries. And what did you say? That I feel the same way. That we need to be careful. That nothing can happen because I'm married. So you admitted you have feelings for him. To him. At 1 a.m. In our bathroom while I was in bed. Yes. Have you been alone with him? Sarah hesitated. A few times. We've gotten coffee after rides. Just the two of us. We've extended rides so we could talk more. We've texted late at night when you're asleep. So you've been having an emotional affair. I didn't mean for it to happen. It just developed. He understands me. We connect. He makes me feel seen in ways I haven't felt in years. I'm your husband. I'm supposed to make you feel seen. I know. But you don't. Not lately. You're always working. Always distracted. Always too tired to talk about anything real. Marcus asks about my day. Listens. Cares about what I think. So this is my fault? I work too much so you develop feelings for someone else? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying our marriage has been struggling. And Marcus filled a void I didn't realize was there. Did you try talking to me about this void? Did you try fixing our marriage before finding someone else? I tried. You weren't listening. You haven't been present in months. Was that true? Had I been absent? Distracted? Taking her for granted? Maybe. Probably. Work had been intense. I'd been stressed. Hadn't been as attentive as I should have been. But that didn't justify what she'd done. So what now? I asked. Are you leaving me for him? No. I don't want to leave you. I want to fix our marriage. But I don't know how when you're constantly suspicious and accusatory. I was suspicious because you were hiding things. Deleting messages. Lying about calls. My suspicion was justified. You were suspicious before you had proof. You were jealous of my cycling from the beginning. That pushed me toward Marcus. Made me want to spend more time with someone who didn't question everything I did. Don't blame this on me. You're the one who developed feelings for someone else. You're the one who had secret conversations. You're the one who mistreated our marriage. I know. And I'm sorry. But you're not blameless either. You checked out of our marriage long before I found Marcus. We sat in silence. Both of us right. Both of us wrong. Both of us having contributed to this mess. What do you want? I asked finally. I want to stay married. I want to work on us. But I need you to be present. Really present. Not just physically here but emotionally available. And Marcus? I'll stop riding with him. Stop texting him. Cut off contact outside of group rides. Not good enough. You need to quit the cycling group. Find a new hobby. Somewhere he isn't. That's not fair. I love cycling. I love that group. I shouldn't have to give up something I love because I developed feelings I'm willing to walk away from. You should if you're serious about saving our marriage. That's controlling. You're trying to punish me by taking away something that makes me happy. I'm trying to protect our marriage by removing the person intimidating it. Marcus isn't intimidating our marriage. Our problems are intimidating our marriage. Getting rid of him doesn't fix the problems. It removes the temptation. Temptation will always exist. In different forms. Different people. If I'm unhappy enough to develop feelings for someone else, removing that someone doesn't make me happy. It just removes the symptom while the disease continues. She was right. Logically. But emotionally, I couldn't handle her continuing to see Marcus. Even in a group setting. I can't do this if you keep cycling with him. I can't sit home wondering if you're riding next to him. Talking to him. Developing deeper feelings. I need him gone. And I need you to trust me. To believe that I'm choosing you. That I'm willing to set boundaries with Marcus without completely eliminating him from my life. That's not enough. Not after what you've told me. Not after months of emotional intimacy with him. Then what do you want? You want me to quit something I love to prove I love you more? That's not how it works. It is how it works when you've betrayed my trust. When you've admitted to having feelings for someone else. You don't get to keep that person in your life and expect me to be okay with it. Sarah stood up. I'm not quitting cycling. I'm willing to set boundaries with Marcus. I'm willing to go to counseling. I'm willing to work on our marriage. But I'm not giving up something that brings me joy just to appease your insecurity. It's not insecurity. It's a reasonable boundary after you admitted to having an emotional affair. I admitted to having feelings. That's not an affair. I didn't act on them. I told Marcus we couldn't pursue anything. I'm choosing you. But you're making it impossible by demanding I give up everything to prove it. I'm asking you to give up one thing. The man you have feelings for. That's it. He's part of a group. Part of a community. I can't avoid him without avoiding all of it. Then avoid all of it. Find a new group. A new community. One without Marcus. No. That word. Simple. Final. The line she wouldn't cross. Then I don't know if we can fix this, I said. Neither do I. We started couples counseling the next week. The therapist listened to both sides. Asked questions. Made observations. It sounds like you both feel betrayed, she said. You feel betrayed by Sarah's emotional connection with Marcus. Sarah feels betrayed by your absence in the marriage. Both are valid. But she's the one who had the emotional affair, I said. And you're the one who checked out first, Sarah countered. Who wasn't present? Who created the void Marcus filled? That doesn't justify what you did. I'm not justifying it. I'm explaining it. There's a difference. The therapist intervened. Let's talk about what each of you needs to move forward. I needed Sarah to cut off Marcus completely. To choose our marriage over cycling. To prove she was serious about us. Sarah needed me to be present. Engaged. Emotionally available. To work on the problems that led to Marcus in the first place. We were at an impasse. I wouldn't accept her keeping Marcus in her life. She wouldn't give up cycling to appease me. Can you both compromise? The therapist asked. Find middle ground? I'll agree to couples rides only, Sarah offered. No one-on-one time with Marcus. No texting outside of group coordination. No calls. Just group activities where other people are always present. And if feelings develop anyway? If group rides aren't enough to prevent continued emotional intimacy? Then we revisit. But right now, I'm asking you to trust me. To believe that I can set boundaries and maintain them. Could I? Could I trust her around Marcus even with boundaries? I didn't know. Every instinct said no. Said she'd already proven she couldn't be trusted. That feelings don't disappear just because you set boundaries. But she was right that avoiding Marcus meant avoiding something she loved. And maybe that wasn't fair. Maybe I was being controlling. Or maybe I was protecting my marriage. Protecting myself from further betrayal. I'll think about it, I said. We left therapy. No resolution. No agreement. Just two people trying to save a marriage neither of us knew how to fix. Over the next month, Sarah kept going to group rides. Kept seeing Marcus. But she showed me her phone freely. Showed me messages. Proved she was maintaining boundaries. And they were maintained. Messages were purely logistics. No late night calls. No deleted conversations. Just surface level group coordination. But I still couldn't shake the feeling. The knowledge that she had feelings for him. That every ride was an opportunity for those feelings to grow. That boundaries were just barriers waiting to be crossed. I became obsessed. Checked her phone constantly. Tracked her location. Questioned every ride. Every minute she was late. Sarah grew resentful. Said I was suffocating her. That she'd kept her promise about boundaries, but I still didn't trust her. She was right. I didn't. Couldn't. The trust was gone. 3 months after our first counseling session, Sarah came home from a ride angry. I quit the cycling group. What? Why? Because I can't do this anymore. I can't be in a marriage where I'm constantly monitored and questioned and treated like a criminal. I kept my boundaries. I showed you everything. And it's still not enough. So I quit. Is that enough? Or will you find something else to be suspicious of? I didn't ask you to quit. You didn't have to. Your constant suspicion made it impossible to enjoy something I loved. So congratulations. You got what you wanted. Marcus is gone. Cycling is gone. I hope that makes you feel secure. It doesn't. Because you're resenting me for it. Because you blame me for your choice. I do blame you. Because this wouldn't have been necessary if you'd trusted me. If you'd believed that I could maintain boundaries and choose our marriage. I didn't trust you because you admitted to having feelings for another man. Because you had an emotional affair. I had feelings I never acted on. I set boundaries. I chose you. And it wasn't enough. We were back to fighting. Same arguments. Different day. Sarah moved to the guest room permanently. Said she needed space. Said our marriage felt suffocating. I lay in our bed alone. Wondering if I'd saved our marriage or destroyed it. If my suspicion had protected us or pushed us apart. 6 months after the 1 a.m. call, Sarah asked for a separation. I can't do this anymore. I can't be married to someone who doesn't trust me. Who monitors me constantly. Who made me give up something I loved and still isn't satisfied. I was protecting our marriage. You were suffocating it. And me. I can't breathe anymore. We separated. Sarah moved in with her sister. I stayed in the house. We talked about divorce. About splitting assets. About what went wrong. Do you regret it? I asked during one of our final conversations. Developing feelings for Marcus? I regret not talking to you sooner. About how absent you'd been. About the void in our marriage. Maybe if I'd addressed it directly instead of filling it with Marcus, we'd still be together. Do you still have feelings for him? Honestly? I don't know. I haven't seen him in months. Haven't talked to him. Maybe the feelings were just about what he represented. Freedom. Attention. Connection. Maybe it was never really about him at all. Are you going to pursue it? Now that we're separated? No. Even if I wanted to, I can't. He represents everything that went wrong. Starting something with him would just be repeating the same patterns. Finding someone else to fill voids instead of addressing why the voids exist. We divorced 8 months after the 1 a.m. call. Clean split. No kids. Just two people who couldn't navigate suspicion and trust in the aftermath of an emotional affair that never became physical. I started suspecting my wife after she got a 1 a.m. call from a guy friend. What should have been a normal night turned into the end of my marriage. Was I right to be suspicious? Yes. She admitted to having feelings for him. To having an emotional affair. To choosing his company over addressing problems in our marriage. Was I wrong to be suspicious? Also yes. Because my suspicion became obsession. Because I couldn't let go even when she set boundaries. Because I made her choose between cycling and our marriage and resented her either way. We were both right. Both wrong. Both contributed to the destruction of something that might have been savable. I learned hard lessons. That emotional affairs are real. That feelings for someone else don't require physical contact to be betrayal. That trust, once broken, is nearly impossible to rebuild. But I also learned that suspicion unchecked becomes unhealthy. That monitoring and controlling aren't the same as protecting. That sometimes trying to save something destroys it faster than letting it go. Would I do it differently? I don't know. Maybe I should have trusted her boundaries. Maybe I should have focused on fixing our marriage instead of eliminating Marcus. Maybe my paranoia did more damage than her feelings ever could. Or maybe she should have quit cycling the moment she developed feelings. Maybe she should have prioritized our marriage over her hobby. Maybe her unwillingness to fully remove Marcus showed she wasn't serious about choosing me. I'll never know. And that's the hardest part. The uncertainty. The wondering if I destroyed my marriage protecting it or if it was already destroyed and I just couldn't accept it. Sarah's dating now. Not Marcus. Someone new. Someone uncomplicated by shared history and betrayal. I'm still single. Still processing. Still trying to figure out if my instinct saved me from worse betrayal or created a self-fulfilling prophecy. All I know is a 1 a.m. call changed everything. Exposed cracks I didn't know existed. Led to revelations I wasn't prepared for. And ultimately ended a marriage I thought would last forever. Was I overthinking or ignoring red flags? Both. The red flags were real. My overthinking made them worse. And now I'm here. Alone. Divorced. Still wondering if I was the hero protecting my marriage or the villain who destroyed it. The answer is probably both. And maybe that's the real lesson. That in relationships, there are rarely clear heroes and villains. Just flawed people making imperfect choices and living with irreversible consequences.